Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Carolina Panthers in tonight's video. That was a great preseason football game. I loved watching Bryce Young. I loved watching Tetero and McMillan chop it up with their chemistry already. It's clear as day. You know, watching guys like Jalen Coker do his thing already in preseason has me amped up about this team. Somebody's playing the bass, man. Alright, he drove by. Anyways, I apologize. I thought we had made a Panthers video, but I guess, okay, the bass is louder. I guess we had mainly done short form content, so I wanted to do this, and I was kind of prepping this. I just ordered some Chipotle for dinner, and I was, kind of doing some research, and I stumbled upon this just vague Bleacher Report article, and they were doing record projections for this upcoming season. And as you guys know, on this channel, I've been very big on Bryce Young for the last few years. I loved the Tetero and McMillan pick. I love so much that they did defensively. I loved the Bobby Brown move. I loved Trevon Moehrig. I like a lot of these moves, and I really believe in Dave Canales. Now, I get it. It's Carolina, who is coming off, a bad season. So you don't need to declare them like a 12-5 record, right? I get it. Maybe Panthers fans are a little bit more bullish on them than the rest of the media world. The media world probably doesn't really know what they're talking about. This one shocked me. I mean, this one literally shocked me. I haven't even read it. It's just like a paragraph. They had Carolina at 4-13, folks. I cannot wrap my head, honestly, in any situation. Like, think of any possible scenario that could go wrong for Carolina this upcoming season. I see 4-13 in none of those. I am shell-shocked. So let's read into it. The Panthers will play 3 of their first 4 games on the road, which sets up a tough September for the club, particularly for Bryce Young. As a starter, he's 1-12 in road games. If he doesn't show notable improvements early in his 3rd season, Carolina likely falls to the bottom of the division by October. Even with a solid receiver trio that features rookie Tetero McMillan, Xavier Adam, Coker's not even mentioned, Young's minimal strides in 2 years rise concerns about the offense, and without a standout pass rusher, Carolina may give up the most points in consecutive seasons. All right, that's not going to happen. This one's pretty easy. None of that will happen in any way, shape, or form. But, defensively, like, you even saw it a little bit in preseason. This video, by the way, is kind of about to turn into more of a rant. Nick Scorton was a first-round draft pick for you guys, right? I love SEC football players, and what is, like, the reoccurring theme first round draft pick. I misspoke. You get what I'm saying. Tetero McMillan. Nick Scorton, you already saw it. We already saw it in the first game of preseason. All right. Now I can maybe understand somebody like Princely Umanmielen, who's a little bit more projected as a project piece. But Derek Brown is returning. Just the simple healthy Derek Brown, there's no way Carolina is the worst defense in the National Football League. And your defensive coordinator knows damn well what he is doing out there. But last year, the roster just wasn't there, especially with the Derek Brown loss. So what you saw, especially defensively, obviously this offensive line's good, all right? They go out there, they get hopefully a clear wide receiver number 1 in Tetero McMillan. But what you saw defensively with all those guys we just mentioned, Princely Umanmielen, Latham Ransom, Nick Scorton, Corey Thornton has a really good first preseason game. He's had a really good training camp. He's had a really good summer in general. But you see these moves of Bobby Brown, Tershawn Wharton, Pat Jones, Christian Roseboom, and Trevon Moehrig. The floor has been raised exponentially. I mean, it's not even close to the same defensive roster as it was last year. Not to mention, obviously, like we continuously say, the Derek Brown injury. You could say the same thing with J.C. Horn, maybe to a lesser degree, because Derek Brown played, 1 football game? If even, didn't get injured first game of the season. So there is no way, shape, or form that Carolina, even in a worst-case situation, their floor has just been raised so much more. And the ceiling is there with a lot of these guys, a lot of these rookies. And we saw it with Scorton immediately, in that preseason game against Shedeur and all that jazz, all that hype, which, by the way, I do like Shedeur Sanders. But he had that nice technical sack where, Sanders went all the way to the sideline, and then he ran all the way back and scored, which you don't really see with defensive edges or linebackers, or maybe a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? He ran all the way there with them. So I get it. Maybe not a technical sack as far as like a huge hit, but I don't know. Maybe we watch different football games. I'm not trying to go at this writer here. Like I said, I just don't really see it in any way, shape, or form. And Bobby Brown III is another one of these guys where, as far as like gem moves go, you guys know me. I'm a Packers fan. Like I don't have any interest in blowing smoke up your ass with like Bobby Brown III. We've talked about that ever since free agency. I mean, this guy, first off, the DC and Bobby Brown, they've played together, right? Or they've coached and played together. This is a true defensive lineman. This is a true nose tackle here, all right? And when we saw, I think he had like almost a 92 PFF grade in that preseason game, Bobby Brown, efficiency-wise, has been one of the best in the business when it comes to run defense. So, okay, there's no clear-cut edge number one, all right? Maybe Scorton's going to get some sacks. Maybe Pat Jones is going to get some sacks. Maybe Princely's going to get some sacks. I mean, all of them are going to get sacks, but maybe there's not a 12-sack, put it in pen, call it a day guy on this defense, which, by the way, most defenses don't have a guy like that. Otherwise, they're probably a Super Bowl contender. But my point just is, like, these moves, Bobby Brown, man, that was such a gem move. And I think people, first off, don't even really know who he is. Even Travion Moehrig, Pat Jones for pass rushing specialties. But Mohrig's so good in the run. Christian Roseboom's so good in the run. Maybe a little too good in the run because he was not good in coverage. Bobby Brown, same thing. Wharton, same thing. I mean, these guys will not even be close to number 32 in defense. And then even just with offense, like, just watch Bryce Young play. Go watch that first drive with Teteroa McMillan. Just go watch him play with Jalen Coker last season. I know Xavier got in a fight, and people are still up in the air of, should he have been drafted where he was drafted? Was it worth it? Blah, blah, blah. Stuff takes time, man. And Carolina, like, not to be rude, it just wasn't a good football team last season, right? It did become a good football team offensively towards the end of the year, but, like, you just picked up Rico Dowdle. I mean, you picked up, first off, JT Sanders entering another season, but I like Mitchell Evans. I'm a biased Notre Dame fan. People just assume this offensive line is bad. The Carolina Panthers, I won't even say they're one of the most disrespected teams in the NFL, because to be honest with you, I think Bryce Young has been getting some good support this past offseason as far as people who actually know what they're talking about. But I saw that 4-13, man, and I had to just riff about this because that is ridiculous, all right? I won't crown them 15-2 Super Bowl NFC champions, but 4-13, I mean, that's insane. That's it for tonight's rant, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already, and give me hopefully a better win-loss prediction, especially now that we're one preseason game in. But stay tuned for more. Peace.